Welcome to my YouTube channel. This is a conversation on before and after the vow. My name is Pastor Juliana Anake Ugu, and this is Vow Glow with Pastor J. Today on the conversation, we are talking about childhood trauma, adverse childhood experiences, otherwise known as childhood trauma. It is a conversation, and so let me know your mind, your thoughts, whatever you think on the comment section, and let me also know where you're watching me from. Today, like I said, we're talking about childhood trauma. Now, what's childhood trauma? Trauma refers to events, occurrences, situations that have happened in our lives and have given us some impact or have had such impact in our lives and have come to affect the way we view life. So childhood experiences or childhood trauma are those things that a child is exposed to. Now, when a child is born, like science says, the mind is a tabula rasa. What that means is that as a child is born, the mind is plain. The child comes into the world with a plain mind, with nothing in the child's mind. Now, as a child is born into the environment, things that are happening in the environment, around the child, things that are done by the child's caregiver, parents, people around, the environment will now begin to interplay in the child's mind, and then things begin to record in the child's mind. It is this recording that will determine how a child progresses in life. So when children grow up, those things that were recorded in their minds as they were growing up will begin to have effects in their adult life. So there are different kinds of trauma, and people exhibit different kinds of characteristics based on what trauma they were exposed to. We have acute trauma, we have prolonged trauma, we have different kinds of trauma. Now, a child will behave based on the kind of trauma that the child was exposed to. So say for instance, a child was neglected at birth. The way the child records this incident. So a child is born into the world and he or she was abandoned by the father or the mother. And so there was no father figure in the person's life. So as the person is growing up, the child is wondering, why don't I have a father like everybody else? Now, this kind of a person in a relationship does not know how to set boundaries. You find this kind of a person attracting negative people into his or her life. You find this kind of person attracting entitled people into his or her lives. People who come into it are wanting to take and take and take because the person doesn't know how to set boundaries for himself or herself. The person doesn't know how to protect himself or herself. The person just believes that if only I can do better, if only I can be more friendly, if only I can be more tolerating, if only I can be more accepting and more open and more available, maybe they will love me. You find the person holding on even when they're supposed to let go because the person is afraid of being abandoned, just like the parents abandoned the child. So the child is, the child is still locked up in that adult. The person is still looking for a closure for that place, that position where the parents left him or her. Now, for some people, they can grow up in the environment where all of the things they were exposed to caused anger and resentment in them. So where the child believes that every man is an enemy if the child was abandoned by a father, or every woman is an enemy if the child was abandoned by the mother. So you find this person wanting to lash out. The person wants to, every man that comes around, he wants to pay the person for the sins of the father, or any woman around the person, he wants to pay that person for the sins of the mother. So you find a man who is like a women's hater. He just does not like the female gender. But by creation, he is meant to have female companions. So yes, his body is calling out to female companions, but his experience, his mind just tells him that she's just one of them. Is it not women? They are all the same. Before you know it now, they will run and leave you. They will abandon you. Is it not women? They cannot stay. They cannot endure. So that is what plays out in his mind. And so he wants to every woman back for what his mother did. So he sees every woman as that person that does not stay, that will not stand the test of time, that will run away at the slightest opportunity. So he does not want to connect with the person in case the person runs away so that he is not hurt. So he does not want any form of connection. He does not want any form of entanglement. He just stays far apart. So his emotions are far away, are far apart. Now, the people who come in relationship into relationship with this person will be wondering, why is he absent? Why can't I feel him? Why can't I connect with him? She'll just be struggling to connect with him, but he's refusing to connect. Why? Because he does not want to connect. He's afraid that he's going to be abandoned. And when the woman begins to try to insist that I can't feel you, I need to feel you, what comes out from him is anger. He's angry, because he may not say it, but right inside he'll be like, connect with you, so you leave me again, and all of that. So the things that the child suffered growing up are locked up in the child. And so as an adult, he's just angry with everybody around. Now, a lot of people grew up like this. A lot of people grew up. And then there are others who grew up in an environment where, for some reason, everybody around the child seemed to be, maybe out of pity or sympathy, give in to the child, pampering the child and indulging the child. So, for example, a person grew up and probably the parents died, one parent died at birth. The child did not grow up to meet one parent. A child whose mother died, giving birth to the child. And so everybody around the child just try to, each time is just saying, hey, sorry. What do you want? They give the child. The person is throwing tantrums. They are pampering the child. The person is angry and exhibiting some kind of unacceptable behavior. There are no rules, no discipline. Why? Because they feel that they are feeling sorry for the child, because they are trying to empathize with the child because his or her parent died while the child was being born. And so they do not want the child to cry. So when the child cries, it is because the child's parents is not around, or the child's mother that is dead. Now, when that happens, the child grows up with one kind of entitlement. It may not seem like trauma, but it is trauma. So the child grows up entitled, believing that the world revolves around him or her. And so if you are not dancing to their tune, you are an enemy. If you are not falling at their feet in worship, there is trouble. If they throw tantrums and you're not running helter-skelter, there is something wrong with you. If they lash out and hit back at you, you're supposed to just take everything and beg them and pamper them. If you're not doing like that, then there is something wrong with you. Now, there is a difference between a personality disorder and childhood trauma. Trauma is something that is almost like healable. It's on the surface. It's easy to handle. And so all the child needs to do, and so all of us as adults, all we need to do is sit down and look at ourselves. Take an introspection of ourselves and ask questions. Am I really this? What was I exposed to growing up? Is it possible that environment, that the thing I was exposed to, is it possible that it's affecting me now in adulthood? How can I get out of it? Now I want you to know that you are not defined by the circumstances in which you face growing up. You are a full-fledged human being. You are meant to be loved and to love, created in the image of God and likeness. So what do you need to do? Go back to your God. Draw closer to God. Study the Bible and get to know who you are in Christ. That's number one. Number two, seek counseling. Go to therapy. I want us to begin to normalize. In fact, let me say it differently. It is high time we come to normalize therapy. There is nothing wrong in therapy. In this side of the world, we think that once they say go to therapy, people run away from therapy. When somebody hears therapy, say, no, it's okay, I'm fine. Even when you tell someone that, I sense that when you have some trouble, you're going through something. Well, yes, you're right. As soon as you mention therapy, people say, no, it's okay, I'm fine. Because people tend to fear therapy, or they have some kind of belief about therapy. There's nothing wrong with therapy. In fact, psychotherapy means talk therapy. where somebody speaks with you and helps you to begin to see life from another perspective, open your understanding to a different way of looking at the events and situations of life. That's therapy. That's psychotherapy. So if you take an introspection and you think and you know that there are experiences you were exposed to as a child and you need to seek therapy, by all means, seek therapy, speak to someone, read motivational books, take in new ideas. The Bible says to renew our minds. So do not be conformed to the standards in which you were born. Renew your mind by beginning to take in some fresh ideas. What kind of relationship do you want to have? It is possible. And so begin to renew your mind and begin to do different things. Begin to act in a way that it becomes easy for people to live with you, forgetting that the person who hurt you as a child is not the person you are living with, or is not the person you are going to live with in marriage. The circumstances of your childhood are not the same as the circumstances of your adulthood, and the circumstances of your childhood must not be allowed to affect your adulthood. So you consciously, intentionally take a departure from that past into the present, and then work on yourself. Work and on a daily basis seek healing. Heal, move from that place, knowing that you are a wonderful person, created in the image of God, deserving of love and able to give love. And take conscious effort to begin to take in love. First, self-love. Love yourself just like Christ loves you. Then you will have enough love to give to the person that you are attracting into your life as a spouse, and to all other people around you, and of course to your own children when they begin to come into the world. Do not let childhood issues or trauma rob you of the happiness of adult life, of the happiness of adulthood. In fact, adulthood is an opportunity to take your life back. That which you didn't get as a child, get it now as an adult and enjoy it to the fullest. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being a part of this conversation. Join your voice, lend your voice to the conversation. Join in and let me know what you think in the comment section. See you again. Bye.